Good day, everybody. It's Mad Mystic 007 coming back at you on September 25th, 2025 on the Ostriches and their calling in Canada. The calling of 400 ostriches has been temporarily delayed for a few days. They are waiting for the Supreme Court to maybe give them a decision. So, and a hearing. So, I'm going to play this video about what's going on with the ostriches, and then I'm going to bring you to Rebel News that I've been following for the last few days. It's been boots on the ground coverage, great coverage of what's going on in Canada and this ostrich farmer. Okay, here we go.
They are claiming
Sorry.
Mr. Trump, President Trump, this is a cry out, a plea from Canada. Please stop the slaughter of almost 400 healthy ostriches that are going to suffer today or tomorrow. We need a miracle. The world has been calling on a miracle. This is of interest, as you know, I know you know. Yeah, you would say hello. They are claiming that these animals are virulent and that have a virus and that they're sick, but instead these ostriches hold the key to humanity with their antibodies that can help with therapeutics and new innovative science that can actually make us less reliant on vaccinations and pills. This is for our children. This is for our grandchildren. This is for freedom. This is for hope. All of our animals have names. Our oldest is 35. And Carney, Mark Carney, nobody will listen. All of our politicians have just turned a blind eye. Please help us, President Trump. Please help us in Canada. The world needs you right now. We need leadership. We admire your leadership and we are calling on you. Please, please help us. At Universal Ostrich Farms in Edgewood, British Columbia, we are asking for a miracle. Thank you from Katie Pasitny. Mr. Trump.
Okay, so these ostriches hold immunity and antibodies to the H1N1 virus. And these farmers are being literally targeted for it. And the story I've already uncovered in my other, I don't know, many hour video on this. And it's unbelievable what's going on. These farmers, her and her father were arrested yesterday. And this is such a sad story, but the hope is that they'll go to the Supreme Court hearing and maybe they'll help them. So here we go. This is yesterday on the 24th, September 2025, Rebel News. Excellent channel, boots on the ground coverage. And I just want to update everybody what's going on with the ostriches. Because with the help of social media and boots on the ground and the amount of coverage, maybe that this will be stopped. So I'm praying every day and I'm doing, I'm just a little channel, my own little social media accounts, and I'm spreading the word. So the more people are aware of this, maybe we can stop it. Because the culling of our birds worldwide has been going on for 5 solid years, and that's genocide. Because these birds, 399 of them were not tested. One was tested, I think, over the last winter, and one tested. They haven't tested the whole other flock. They just want to get rid of all of them. Now, this hearing will hopefully force them to test each individual one. Meanwhile, because these tyrants come in and do this to these farmers, it's really shaking up the livestock of these ostriches, and the helicopters flying over in the middle of the night and things like that is literally endangered these ostriches' lives, that one of them actually ran so fast into the fence that it killed itself because of the helicopters a couple days ago. So again, please speak out for the things that you see in your reality, that's not right. Don't stand back and be compliant. The more we speak up and show humanity what's going on, the more we can make change happen in the better direction for humanity. In saying that, let's go for Rebel News. Great journalism, Rebel News, for covering this. I really appreciate it.
So as many of you know,
imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
the farm, the rural farm in Edgewood, British Columbia, received their interim stay order. Now, I'm going to give you the ins and outs of what that actually means. This is a very important video because I know people are running around saying, oh my gosh, we won! We saved the birds! It saved the birds for now, potentially a few days. But before I do that, I want to point out something here. This is where Rebel News had eyes in the sky. We showed you from a helicopter the operation that was going on here with the hay bales. And now you can see there are blue fences surrounding that. I believe those are the Super Save fences, and they've got a lot of ostriches going there. You can also see, I don't know if you can, the charred areas of the hay line. This arrangement of hay here, it's almost like a V, and that's called a kill box, where I believe they're going to herd the animals into before they shoot them. But you can see the charred happening because there was a fire on the hay bales.
And yesterday she was in a helicopter way up there, so and far away, so wouldn't disturb the ostriches. And she was showing us an aerial view of the farm and law enforcement coming in and bringing these hails a bay. And it was quite the operation. I've never seen such force for an ostrich farm. Truly.
It's just, there's always something going on here. But there was a fire. We did live streams about that. We gave an update about what we know about that. The police are investigating that. The farmers are saying we had nothing to do with that. We don't believe our supporters would because they love the animals too much. Maybe it's some of the people, we hate them, but who knows? Who knows who it is? But back to the win today. These farmers are always calling every day a miracle. And I gotta tell you, I have covered a lot of miracles. I don't cover a lot of miracles in any Rebel News report, and I've covered too many miracles to count. Some are little, some are big. This is a big one. And it's a big one because, look, the CFIA was probably going to kill their flock today. And today is the same day that they receive their interim order from the Supreme Court. Now, what does that mean? I have linked the actual interim order, the full statement there, which you can look at on my X after this live. But in short, it's an interim stay order that is in place before they apply for a longer order preventing the call. So that means for like a few days, potentially maybe a little bit longer, these birds are in fact safe. It does not mean that the CFIA is going to get off of this property. They still have jurisdiction over half of the operating farm. The farm is owned by two different families. And so the property where the animals are remains under the jurisdiction of the CFIA. They gave a warrant under the Health for Animals Act. So that they're still going to have to face off with the CFIA standing there with their animals, all of a sudden wearing hazmat suits when day one they came here walking through, breaking off the yellow things. None of them had PPE on. None of them had hazmat suits on. And of course, they get called out online and they're like, oh yeah, maybe we should act like these birds are actually sick, especially since we're now claiming they have not just the avian flu, they have a mutant version of the avian flu. So now they're walking around with their hazmat suits, which, by the way, we've been live streaming, around the clock, I believe. So you can actually see them in the pen at YouTube, our YouTube Rebel News, and also at our site, savetheostriches.com. So you will not be seeing at this moment these guys actually leaving the property, and you will not be seeing the owners go back in to the pens. I don't think so anyways, and being able to feed their animals. Although you would think they should be able to, but with the fire that happened, that's probably not going to happen. So basically, oh, someone's got something to say?
Truck with, they got they're all suited up in the back of the pickup.
Yeah. Are they feeding them maybe, or?
Don't know.
Yes, he's just pointing out that you can see they're elevated there. And they're on
There's a white pickup.
a pickup truck, and they're in their hazmats pretending that they think they're at risk. We got our RCMP going over, but we know nothing's going to happen. We know nothing's going to happen right now. That's official.
Is that crazy? They are just in their hazmats, acting like these birds are all disease ridden when they're nobody's sick. None of them are sick. They haven't even tested 399 of them. They tested one last winter, I believe. What last winter? And since then, they've not tested any of the birds. And they're sitting there in their hazmat suits. That's why the Supreme Court hearing is important. Maybe that they'll be forced to test all of the ostriches, because this is tyranny at its finest in Canada.
I can tell you that nothing's happening today, nothing's happening tomorrow, nothing is happening probably on day 3. Now, why am I saying a few days? When you guys read the paper, some of you might be confused, because you'll see towards the bottom of the decision, it says that the respondents have till, I think it was October 2nd or October 3rd, before they have to respond. So that's the CFIA. So that sounds like it could be October 2nd. But really, all that means is how the pace is determined by the CFIA. And that means they could do it very fast. Why do I think they'll do it fast? Well, the fact that they're even here. They knew that these farmers were doing exactly what they were doing. They knew they were applying to Supreme Court. And they still used all of these tax dollars and these resources to bring this operation here, taking the risk that while they were doing this, they could have the mission called off. That's how eager they are to kill.
They're eager to kill because these ostriches hold the antibodies and the immunity to the H1N1 flu, the bird flu. Okay, so that's the whole reason that they are after these farmers. Period.
400 healthy ostriches and the science that the ostriches represent. Because remember, these ostriches in the last handful of years were not being used for human consumption. Instead, their eggs were being used to extract antibodies for therapeutic research to fight viruses. The same viruses they shut down our economy for, told you not to hug your grandma for, and told you not to worship for or travel out of the country. That's what these birds are being used to find a better way, a better solution, one that works as God designed, focus on the immune system so that it could be actually working instead of the vaccine, which we all know that didn't work. Anyways, now that they have the avian flu, they're even more valuable for that research, which is why the United States, the Trump administration, has done everything it could to try and save these birds, to try to convince the Carney government to, have some brains and actually be Canada first, like you say you are. But anyway, so the fact that with all of that, they're even here, knowing that this situation could have happened, and even with the delays, after we published some of the names that were going to be involved in the call, after some activists found some other names, I believe there were 4 companies that pulled out. They said, we don't want our trucks going there. We don't want this happening. So even with those delays, they still were racing the farm's lawyer. The state was racing this farm to kill their birds as fast as possible. Even as political pressure begins mounting, there's been some, politicians speaking out, like the local MP, Scott Anderson, has been doing, what he could to apply pressure on the agriculture minister. We've had MLA speaking out, like MLA Tara Armstrong, who's in this area too, and Jordan Keeley. And, there's been a couple from the BC Conservatives as well. But now we're seeing way more are starting to speak out. So why would this agency be here? And why wouldn't they just respect the court's ability to decide whether or not this farm has the constitutional right to be heard? Okay. And I believe one of the arguments they're going to do, and I'll confirm this with the lawyer, but based on what I'm hearing from the farm, one of the reasons why they think this should go to the Supreme Court is because of the international attention and offers that are being put on this. They're saying this is now an elevated situation and it really needs to be considered because a lot is going to die, and they really want their science heard. Because if you remember, that really hasn't happened this whole time. So back in the spring, they started with a judicial review. They wanted to review whether or not it's possible, and of course it shouldn't be, but why on earth is it legal, lawful, and okay and scientific to just barge onto a farm, say you had an anonymous tip, which, by the way, they don't even need an anonymous tip. They can come in if they want to, and say, hey, we think your birds have avian flu. Test only the deceased carcasses, none of these living, thriving, happy ones, and then say, okay, they all have to die. And then the farmers go, okay, but wait a second, like there's so many who are asymptomatic, and all of the older ones don't seem to be getting sick, just a couple, but they're not really sick. And look, oh my gosh, a few days later, they're recovered. And you know what? Maybe it's because they already had an illness, which they did a couple of years earlier. It's only the young ones getting sick. Like, these were the very logical, reasonable questions that in the very beginning, when we first started covering, these farmers were asking. They were saying, can't you guys just, test the healthy ones? Can't you guys just test the ones that are like running around and dancing and mating and all that? But no, the CFIA has consistently refused to retest and said, and if you retest, you will receive 6 months in jail. You could, and I think it was up to $100,000 or $200,000 fine. So the fact that they are racing the clock with all of the mounting pressure, international pressure, now global attention in the media, just tells me they're going to race with this legal stuff too. They're going to leave this here, have all your tax dollars spent here, stare at these birds. And I hope the CFIA officials are staring at the birds, because there is something magical when you do. That's why people are still coming to this farm, 301 Langell Road. So that's what is going down. It's the pace is determined by the CFIA. And then after that, the farm's lawyer, Omar Sheikh, who is based out of Victoria with Sheikh Law, he has 2 days to respond. So they're trying to apply for a leave, and a leave is a longer pause to the call than what they have now, so that they could pursue having their case heard in the Supreme Court, as I said. So think of it in non-legal ways as a stay. Means they're going to stay here, they're going to stare here, and they're hoping, they're praying that the courts say they can come kill these healthy birds and destroy the livelihood of the farmers that are bawling every day about it. Or a leave means most likely they're going to have to leave, because it's going to take a while. Then these birds are going to live longer. And this farm, I remember interviewing Katie, one of the first interviews, she said they messed with the wrong farm. We're never going to let this go. We're never going to let our pets be killed. We know these pets. We were raised with these pets. Some of them have been here 30 years. We're not going to let this go. And I bet you, even if they do kill these birds, they're still not going to let it go. I don't think their supporters are going to let it go. Some of these people have been here so long. And, you've got grown men who have been here just tearing up today, just driving by, saying, thank you guys. Thank you for getting the news out, and all of these things.
Oh, great. A request for a new video. Now to rely on 1,000 people to get it done. Or you can just use Riverside and do it yourself. First up.
because everyone is working together like an oiled machine to save these birds, because they really believe that they are saving Canada, saving sovereignty. And put it this way, look at all of the core issues that have been plaguing Canada that are wrapped up in this story. So you have the very basic farming rights. I don't mean basic, I just mean obviously this is about farming rights. And then you have property rights intertwined in this. You have food rights, because if the CFIA can just march in and kill healthy animals, even though, you know, they're so valuable and we're so much more, then there's no animals that's safe. Your pet's not safe. The cattle's not safe. I mean, they're just going to keep this stamping out policy that's WHO inspired, and they're just going to keep doing it. And by the way, when they point the finger at the WHO, which is what they do in the courts, the CFIA says, oh, well, you know, this is the World Health, it's recognized by the World Health Organization. We're not doing anything wrong. Yes, that is what their policy is based on. But they are superseding what the World Organization of Animal Health, so WOAH, they're actually superseding the guidelines from the WHO. And when I say that, they're superseding it because the WHO, when you're like all of this land, the zone that they're in, you don't call them when they're like away from everything else at this distance. And you certainly don't call them, I think the incubation stage is like 27 days or something like this. These birds have been healthy and asymptomatic for 253 days.
See, and why are they not testing them? So I sure hope they test them before they would kill off their livestock and their pets and majestic birds for research. Now I'm going to pull up the website. This video is almost over, and then we're going to go over that.
And they just won't retest them.
Great boots on the ground journalism. She's obviously went to journalism school. I admire this channel for all their boots on the ground, all their effort, all their coverage, 24 live hour coverage on the farm. You can come over here if you want to keep up with this story, or you care, or you know somebody that would want to see this. Here's all the coverage. Excellent coverage. Should be going live in so many hours. And let's come over here to their website, SaveTheOstriches.com.
Share to the cat. Share.
Everybody listen up. Can we all pull together and let's just give one big prayer of thanks? Yeah, because we were praying.
Sorry. God, it's taking forever, huh?
Good. Amen. Thank you, Father. Thank you, Father.
Yeah, buddy!
Yes.
It was a good day for a lot of people who have been fighting beasts on this planet, demons. So today was an excellent day for the farmers who won to keep a few more days their livestock alive of all these beautiful ostriches. I just hope that it works out. I hope that they test them, and I hope that we can say this farm can be saved. It put tears to my eyes, you guys. Yeah.
We just got to keep fighting. We got another couple steps ahead of us. And then we're
So big. You're still standing. Look at you. Go, girl. Yeah, we've got these.
Hey, you guys want a hand getting all that shit out of here or what?
We got we still got.
We are Charlie Kirk. This is the turning point. Woo, Father! Right on, Katie. I just heard. I just got off the ferry. Right on. Hi, you.
Oh, there you are.
Very good news.
I'm very happy for them.
You know, we're not criminals. We're farmers, and we're just fighting for farmers. We're fighting for animals. We're fighting for the
Fighting for life.
Fighting for what's right. And that's just, these animals all deserve to be tested before their lives are taken away, especially because they are family members. What this represents to Canadians and people across the world. But today was a win and God won. We finished prayer and God won. We've been through it. Our family's been through so much the last 9 months, but we couldn't have done it with all of you that continue to love and support us and show up when we need you. And we will make change. This is a moment in Canadian history. We can make change when we all come together and we believe in something so deeply for the better of mankind.
Have you told your mom?
Yeah. Everybody knows. Yeah.
That a girl. Well done.
Love you.
That's so beautiful to see the farmer Katie there persevering, because I can't imagine being in her footsteps and having taken care of all these beautiful birds, and some of them 35 years, and all the research and the dedication that her and the other 2 farmers that they paired up with and her family to the government coming in and slaughtering your herd. So I'm just thankful that the Supreme Court is hearing their case, and this is great news for mankind. So
boss is going to have to call him, and he's going to have to say, pack up.
So I'm glad to be here to share this with you guys. I'm going to finish sharing this, and then I'm out. And I'll bring you back updated news when I hear it.
Up, guys. We're going home.
Jesus, what a waste.
What's that? With them? So what happens now in this day? When we had the initial interaction, one of my first questions was, what happens if Katie gets the phone call and you're in the middle of this and we get to stay? So now their legal team, the CFI legal team, gets notified of the stay order. They notify the bosses, and then they give them the go-ahead to pack up. So they're going to be here for a little while longer until that process happens. But as soon as that process happens, you'll slowly see these guys roll out of Dodge. Oh my God. They have no jurisdiction when there's a stay-in order. Wow, boys and girls. The second we finished the prayer.
How are you, Mom? How are you?
That's something. As soon as they finished the prayer, they got the good news. Now, I don't know if this woman here is a farmer or her mother, but this is just beauty in the making to see winning.
Hey, Mom, how are you?
I am numb. I just don't know what to say. I'm so overjoyed. I couldn't be happier. I just want to run and hug my bird, but I can't.
There's the last of my voices.
I don't know. I think that I'm arrested me now. I don't know. I really want to go hug a bird.
It's been a while. This has taken a while. This day has taken some time.
Oh my God. It's the power of prayer. It's the power of prayer. We kept saying so many people phone and crying, and we said, just pray with us. That's where we're going to get through this another miracle. God is great in a prayer. God is good. Well done. Oh my God. This one's amazing. This one's too close. That was too close.
Oh my Lord. Okay. Sorry.
We love you, man. You're so awesome. Wow. They can take their Can I help you?
Ducky!
This is what winning looks like. This is winning, and it's so glorious.
Katie!
Woo!
Katie! Give her your heart.
Enemy meant for evil, and God just turned around, and He can do miracles on other days and Wednesdays. I just want to every day.
I wish the
It's Miracle Wednesday.
We had a big prayer from Jeff. It was the most amazing thing you have ever heard. And I just
Feels good?
Yes, thank you.
We'll get
Feels
there,
good?
Mikey. Let's
Let's
glorify this moment right
Way to
now.
go, Dougie.
Doesn't get any better than that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's journalism.
Just give me your time, bud.
This is journalism. Can I kiss you?
Journalism at its finest. This is what I call journalism at its finest.
Journalism right there. That's journalism. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
You always love that. You're part of this house.
Yeah, you got it. Dre has been doing the hard work. I just showed up to help.
Without you guys, there's nothing been done. It's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank God.
Okay. We were going to talk to you about that, man.
Great guy.
No one knows your name.
Now these guys can go back to doing real crime fighting.
And that's the truth, yo.
Hi, how are you? Yes,
254 days today, and it looks like they're going to get a few more on the board.
Today, really, as far as I know.
Everybody is absolutely jubilant here. So we don't know how long this stay will allow the birds to remain alive, but it will at least allow the ostrich's side to be heard.
What does it feel like to just after it was scary yesterday with the bails being brought in with the arrests and the fire this morning?
It was like I'm in such a high right now. I have no words. This is what I was hoping for.
Yeah.
Every day I was hoping for this.
Yeah.
And we're here.
Yeah.
Just so happy.
I think it's pretty incredible that right at the time that we had a prayer, a group meditation prayer, and asked for our Savior to come with the support that we needed, and immediately was here for us. I think it's pretty powerful.
Yeah, I never felt once like there was a sense of hopelessness here. Not even once.
No.
That's
because of Katie. I think every single day, that woman is so strong.
Yeah.
So strong. She always gave us that hope. That's what I felt anyway.
Bring the hope and the strength.
Yeah.
For us all to come and live it and be in that hope and strength together.
I couldn't be higher right now.
Yeah. I honestly, I think this is a bit of a reprieve for the police because, I mean, with the fire, somebody, I mean, how does that happen when they have control of the property? I think they've got some explaining to do.
You may never know really the truth
No,
of it.
for sure. It and really right now probably doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
I was talking about cops. They're just people. They don't want to be here.
They don't want to be here. They don't want to be here. It's the real bad guys are the nameless, faceless ghouls of the CFIA who don't have the courageousness to show up and defend their decisions to the people here.
Yeah, it would be nice actually if they came over.
Right.
Yeah.
Because we have to just give them love. We can't have this continue. No more negativity. No more throwing the finger to them. Nothing.
No, they're
Anyway,
just saying,
I'm just so thrilled.
Everybody seems to be.
This is the outcome we were looking for.
Yeah. Well, it's just celebration here right now. Drea is tracking down some more details, and I'm about to, I guess, sign off, and I have to hop onto the Rebel News live stream over on YouTube. We'll be going live in about, let me check my watch here, 25 minutes. Really, there's not much happening except celebration and a real sense of relief. I think there's been a lot of anxiety, but also a lot of hope. As I said, I never, ever felt for a second that anybody here thought that all was lost, given there were arrests yesterday of Katie and Karen, and given that there was a fire in the early morning hours of today, and given that we saw the CFIA bringing in their hay bales to obscure the view of what would be the slaughter of the ostriches from the road. We knew that the lawyer for the farm was working as hard as he possibly could to get this stay, and it looks like he was successful. Now, we don't know how long that means, but we do know that it means that at least the ostrich farm side will be presented in court one more time.
Yes. Okay. Oh, good. Okay. Well, tomorrow I'm working.
All right.
Oh, Friday. Well, I'm going again.
It's an odd time to be a Canadian. In 5 short years, a truck was a symbol of freedom. A horn honking was the sound of freedom. And now ostriches are the symbol of freedom.
Yeah, well, the people that bring in.
I feel relief for these police. that they get to go do something a little bit more productive. Because I can't imagine they signed up for the RCMP, went to depot, went to training to participate in ostrich extermination for no good reason except a CFIA vendetta against natural immunity.
So Friday.
All right, I'm going to close the stream now. I have to get ready for the Rebel News live stream over on YouTube. You can watch us over there. We are co-hosted with Viva Fry today and my very best friend from Regina, Saskatchewan, Lisa Merle. And Drea is going to be gathering the news while I try to explain to the world over on YouTube what this last 24 hours on the ostrich farm has been like, because it has been, as they say in the news business, fluid, but just one wild event to another. If you want to support our journalism and our trip here, you can go to savetheostriches.farm. There's a couple of different .com, excuse me. There's a couple of different ways that you can get involved there. There's one click, send a message that you can do. You can donate to support our journalism also over there. And you can see all of our journalism from on the ground here at the ostrich farm and wherever we gather ostrich farm news. Oh, people are apologizing to the police. I was going to sign off, but it sounds like finally we're attempting to make peace with the police over here.
Well, and I saw you take photos yesterday at the fence. It's really emotional moment. Yeah. One in front of the gate.
Yeah, they've been sharing online.
Great. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to sign off, but big, exciting win here from Universal Ostrich Farm, where 400 ostriches have just received a stay of execution from the Canadian Food Inspection Agency after being healthy from the avian flu for 254 days. Quick recap, these birds are used in research. They're not meat birds. They're not even cowboy boot birds. They are used in research for a number of diseases, including COVID-19 and now potentially avian flu. But because two birds 254 days ago died of avian flu, the CFIA has ordered an entire cull of the herd.
Okay, I just want to backtrack what I said earlier just to correct it. I said one bird was tested with it. Now I found out there was two. So I just want to make sure that I correct my statement.
Flock? I guess they're birds. Flock. And with it, if that were to occur, all the research potential here would be killed too. And, it's not just 400 ostrich lives. The work being done with antibodies here could save human lives. But according to the Canadian government, these birds should just be thrown on the pile of 9 million other birds culled in British Columbia because of the avian flu.
9 million? Wow. That's just in British Columbia. Unbelievable. That is shocking number.
You'd think that they would want to keep these birds alive so that they could potentially end the scourge of avian flu for all those other farmers, but CFIA claims to know best in their war on the entire concept of natural immunity. Okay, I'm going to sign off. jubilation here at Universal Ostrich Farms. I'm Sheila Gunn Reid. Follow all of our work from Universal Ostrich Farm, where it's feathers up for justice. Go to savetheostriches.com. Thanks, guys.
And here it is. This is the website, savetheostriches.com. If you'd like to come over here, and let me go ahead and share this to X really quick. Post. Boom. Okay. So if anybody'd like to come over here and support their journalism, I'm sure they would love that. Take action. Spread the word. Okay, you guys, this is Mad Mystic 007 with Save the Ostriches. I did my part for today and yesterday, and I will continue to share the story. Hopefully the outcome is good. So keep your prayers for these farmers and the birds. And until next time, be the change that you want to be and see. Much love and light. Peace.